Steve from Custom Table Tennis, and we just thought we'd have a look at this bat. This combination actually is going out quite frequently, and we didn't when the rubber first came out, the Vega Europe H. We didn't know where it'd fit into the program, but let's just have a look at the bat. We'll do the bat first, and then we'll move on to the rubbers. So there you've got your Europe DF, and on the other side we've got the Europe Vega H, which is, as you can see, it's tacky. What I'll do, I'll just weigh that first, and then we can come back to the bat in a moment. So the overall bat weight is 167, which is a really nice balanced feel. So we'll come back to that in a moment. The chart is literally, you can pause on this if you like. So we've got the Europe H. As I said, when it first came out, we didn't have too much information, so we could just do a sort of a generic review. But now we know the speed is about 88, and the control is the highest degree of control out of all these tensor rubbers. And then the Europe DF, even though that the 37.5 is soft, it's quite springy. But we'll come back to this in a moment. But what we'll do, we'll get the chart out there. We'll have a look at the rubber first. First of all, you can have a look at the packet of that. That's the Vega Europe DF, which is in the red on the forehand. And then if you want to pause on that, you can read everything about it. I've done separate reviews of these. This is just specifically about this particular bat that's been going out. And then what we'll do, you can have a look at the China Hybrid, which is the latest innovation. So it first came to note that this might be a good rubber. Pause on there again. When we did a trade stand over at Hull, and we had a demo, and a guy said, we had it on one of our quicker blades. He said, I can't miss the table with this. He says the arc and everything's perfect. As you see, it's a hybrid with soft catapult for control and a higher arc. So there's more safety in this rubber. So that's that. We'll just have a look at the weights then. Let's have a look. We know the Europe DF is light. I'll take the paper off because they've got two different types of paper. So we'll get it on there. So we know that's a 62 gram rubber. So we're hoping then that even though this is on a denser sponge, and also before I do that, you can just see that it's a tighter sponge on here and a softer one on there. So that's that. We'll pull that one off. As I say, it is a little bit tackier. And then that one also weighs, well, I think they're identical. So even though it's a denser sponge and it's got a lot more tack on it, you can hear it. So that's the rubbers then. And then what I'll do, bring the bat back in. So, oh, have you got a ball? I'm going to pass the ball from somewhere. I had a ball with me, but I've just placed it down somewhere. I've got one. So the difference being between the two then, and what players are telling me, I don't need the scales anymore. If you have a look at the bounce here, it's hard to pick up, but look at the bounce there, and then let's have a look at the black. So what you've got, I mean, if you go through the shot, so even though it's a harder sponge, with that tack, you can hear it. It's holding the ball back a little bit. So it's really suitable. Now what this is a good replacement for, and we've always been thinking, what can you use instead of the old tackiness chop that's preferably made in Germany? And this is exactly it. So when you go through the shot, you're going to get the benefit of the hybrid with a tacky surface. And then look at the other one again. So there's a good difference between the two sides. So if you're wanting more control on your backhand side, or indeed you're just used to playing with tacky rubbers and you want to change from your Double Barrel Happiness, Hurricane 3 Neo and your Butterfly tackiness, I think this is the way to go, because it's the best of both worlds. You've got the hybrid, you've got your tensor sponge, and then you've got your sticky top sheet. Again, we think it's a great little, and it's been just going out. And incidentally, one of my great friends over in Darlington there, he tried it. He says, you know what, I'm having it on both sides. He's got a slightly attacking blade. It's absolutely brilliant rubber. It's enhanced his game. So we thought you'd bring this one. It's not a long-winded thing, but when we come up with something that we think there's innovative and can help players out, especially when you're talking about tacky rubbers, we think this one's the way to go. So Steve from Custom Table Tennis, hit the like and subscribe and get your stuff from customtabletennis.co.uk. Bye for now.